Brock Lawley, you belong to me. Hi there, Richard Lee Coughlin 616. How are you? Why am I doing this fancy little video effect? Well, because if there's one thing I've learnt from watching Brock Lawley's videos after all these years, it's that you can get away with any old shit you like as long as you put some fancy fucking video graphics on it. And this is hardly fancy, but compared to what I normally do, this is basically fucking Avatar. Now, earlier on, I saw a video on YouTube, which is usual, by a user called The Atheist Antidote, also known as Brock Lawley, also known as That Slimy Prick. His video was called How to Be a Good Liberal, brackets, no argument needed. Now normally I don't bother with Brock Lawley's videos, but this one was only about 20 seconds long, and given a bit of careful editing from myself, I've managed to get it down to 15 seconds. So I think it's bearable. Please, try and watch this without vomiting. Here is his video.
One of the best things about being on the left is never having to compose an argument. You just use one of these terms to libel, slander, or defame your opponent. Ready?
Sexist, intolerant,
xenophobic,
homophobic,
Islamophobic,
racist, bigoted.
As a liberal, as one of the as the cult of liberalism, I saw that video and my immediate reaction is like, oh my god! Shit, he's figured us out! What the hell can I do to stop this idea spreading? I must do something now. The obvious idea would be for me to simply do the same thing that Brock has done, replace liberal with conservative. But I thought, it's not really going to be powerful and it's a little bit too easy. So what I thought I would do, so I took the idea of, doing a simple juxtaposed response, but I thought I'd do it in a way that was much more fairer and honest. So here it is. One of the best things about being a lying, duplicitous, hypocritical, devious little prick with no conscience or sense of guilt, and being on the right wing, I don't have to come up with any real arguments or compose any logistical response to my opponents. All I have to do is come up with some great names and sound bites and basic fear-mongering rhetoric that I can slander and defame my opponent with in any way possible. So if you are like me, and you probably are, and you want to have a good argument with a liberal, just respond to them with any and all of these words. Anti-freedom, reverse racist, pro-Jew, Islamo-sympathizer, Islamo-fascist, Muslim, immigrant, illegal immigrant, immoral, self-hating, politically correct, hippie, commie/communist, Marxist, Nazi, terrorist apologist, socialist, libtard, and that's not all. Far left extremist, Darwinist, evolutionist, eugenicist, stealth jihad denier, bigot, anti-American, pro-gay agenda, anti-Christian, baby killer, nigger lover, anti-Israel, anti-Semite, and that's still the law, intolerant, Kenyan, feminazi, eco-terrorist, anti-tradition, anti-heritage, pro-open border, environmentalist, nutjob, and that's still the law, eco-Nazi, shill, anti-family, sheeple, useful idiot, hate monger, ignorant, weak, brainwashed, enabler of the enemy, God-hating, degenerate, treasonous, infidel, faggot, troop-hating, treasonous, elitist, traitor. That's all for now. I could have gone on with that list for a little bit longer. In fact, it would have taken up several videos, but I think you've got my point. And if you haven't got my point by now, then you're probably Brock Lawley, or you're someone who is as stupid to follow Brock Lawley and believe that he means a damn word that he says. You see, Brock does have a point that I do agree with, because there are plenty of stupid and reactionary people on the left who are far too quick to throw around these slanderous and defaming labels and names at their opponents as an argument against them. There is a name, of course, for people who engage in this type of activity. It's called an ad hominem attack. an ad hominem attack is a pretty common thing. It's a logical fallacy, but it's also a sign of someone who's extremely manipulative and extremely intellectually dishonest. The problem I have with Brock is that he seems to think that this type of behaviour is something that people on the left not only have the monopoly on, but it's something that everyone on the left does constantly and nothing else. Do people on the left do this? Of course they do. Does everyone on the left do this? No. And even if they did, is this something that people on the left do and nothing else? No. Is it something that people on the right do? Yes. Is it something that everyone on the right does? No. Even if everyone on the right did do it, is it all they do and nothing else? No. And you could apply that same series of questions and answers to libertarians, anarchists, communists, nationalists, environmentalists, centrists, Christians, atheists, Muslims, Jews, Zionists, anti-Zionists, statists, anti-statists, progressives, teabaggers, the KKK, and the Black fucking Panthers. No group, no organisation, no social movement or anything based on ideology can claim they have the moral high ground when it comes to ad hominem attacks. Least of all, Brock Lawley, because when it comes to the art of using ad hominem attacks against your opponents, Brock Lawley is one of the masters. When you make videos with titles like Hitler was an atheist, in an attempt to equate atheism with Nazism, when you make videos called Atheism is Morally Bankrupt, in an attempt to make atheists look morally bankrupt, when you make videos calling atheists and liberals people suffering from Christianophobia, and other videos like on your Atheist Antidote 2, yes, there is a sequel called The Left is Anti-Woman, and let's not forget other claims you've made in videos, Brock, such as claiming that evolution and Darwin and Charles Darwin and Darwinism is racist by its very nature. Let's not forget the countless acts of plagiarism that you have committed. I'll leave links to a user, Antibu86, who did a 5-part series exposing that plagiarism. And I, for one, certainly won't forget the time that you deliberately, misleadingly re-edited a speech by Barack Obama, making it sound as if he was admitting that he was a Muslim when he wasn't. I found that video, even though you had it on unlisted, and I'll link to Theo Warner's video exposing your attempt to do that. You, Brock Lawley, are in no place to complain about ad hominem attacks and underhanded tactics used when debating or interacting with people. And you especially should reconsider whether this video was a good idea, because you do realise, don't you, that this video, where you complain that liberals do nothing but make ad hominem attacks, is in and itself an attempt to defame and slander all liberals, and thus just one great big or very small ad hominem attack against liberals. You really are an idiot. I will end by telling you something, Brock. Whilst it's unfair when people sometimes yell out the word bigot, sexist, racist, xenophobe, Islamophobe, the fact is, Brock, in my opinion, you are a sexist, bigot, racist, xenophobic, Islamophobic, narrow-minded fucking arsehole. But that doesn't matter, because as far as this video goes, the only thing you are now is my bitch. Richard the Dick Coughlin, 616. Good night, may God be less.